You're listening to Change Your POV podcast, episode 98. Throw out, this is an interesting one now, throw out the things that you haven't used in a year.
Well, I mean, we all have too much crap in our lives, right?
Yes.
We all have sheds. I mean, dude, seriously, why do you have all right, so you have a 2,000 square foot house and you can't use your garage because it's full of crap. And you probably have a shed that's full of crap too.
Welcome to Change Your POV podcast, helping you navigate transitions in your life, like entering and exiting college or the military, changing jobs or careers, and providing you with the coaching and mentorship needed to help you advance in your personal or professional life. Sometimes all you need is to change your point of view. Now, here's your host, Eddie Lazary.
Hello, folks, and welcome to Change Your POV podcasts. We are your host, Eddie Lazary.
And I'm Bennett and Eddie.
And we are the Bopsy twins. No, I'm just kidding. We are here talking about something that might make you uncomfortable. What does that mean? 5 tips to get you out of your comfort zone. People are like, but I like being in my comfort zone. Well, exactly. However, we are going to talk about the importance of being and living and growing outside of your comfort zone. But first, a word to our sponsor this week, which is 10th Mountain Apparel, or we call them Mountain Up. 10th Mountain or Mountain Up is a military brand inspired by the power and lifestyle of the 10th Mountain Division from World War II all the way to modern times. You can find all kinds of stuff that Mountain Up sells by heading over to changeyourpov.com/Mountain Up, and they've got all kinds of outstanding things for sale, and they're always adding to their catalog. Seems like every single day I get an email from them with something new they're coming out with.
No kidding.
Like they just recently came out with that, what was that? That jacket, that, what do you call it? It's like, oh my God. It was like a cargo, not a cargo. What the hell was it, Bennett?
I don't know. My brain's shot.
Well, hold on a minute. I got to get it, dude, because it's slick, and I want it. And I'm waiting for my wife to get home from her vacation so we can talk about what I can buy.
That's really funny.
Hold on a minute. I got to find this thing, man. It's slick as shit. I got to get me. Here it is. Mountain Up. Mountain Up. It's the hat company. Mountain Up. Welcome. And did you know that Change Your POV podcast is actually listed underneath their entertainment section of their website? So if you go down the left sidebar of their website underneath entertainment, you'll see Change Your Perspective POV podcast. That's us. So you can access the show from their website. But anyway, it is the, let me see if I can get to the featured thing. There we go. Featured collection. It is, oh, there it is. It's the Army Division CCW tactical hoodie. That's what it is.
Oh, the tactical hoodie.
Yeah, man. This thing is
very concealed.
When you look at it, it looks like a dude standing there without a head. So don't get freaked out by that, folks, because it's probably somebody standing there literally without a head. No, but so yeah, it's the Army Division CCW tactical hoodie, and this thing looks comfortable as shit.
So I've got 101st, first AD, first Cav, second ID.
Yep.
Fourth ID, 10th Mountain, 82nd, 101st, 173rd Airborne. They've got, Ranger Regiment. They've got a ton of them.
Yeah. So people are wondering what the CCW tactical hoodie is. So CCW is concealed and carry a weapon. So there's a spot in the tactical hoodie where you can actually keep your pistol if you in fact have a carry and conceal permit in whatever state that you live in. So I
think what it's got is there's a hole inside the pocket that allows you to reach in to like your waistband or whatever, but I'm not positive. But
Right.
either way, check it out.
Yeah, so right now they're taking pre-orders for this. It's so new; it's not even quite available for sale yet. But they are taking pre-orders. It's the concealed carry hoodie. Offers both comfort and concealment of your waistband carry weapon with a pass-through kangaroo pocket.
Pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
Little Joey pocket.
Both sleeves of the sweatshirt feature a 4.5 by 4.5 zippered pocket and thumb holes in the cuff, which is awesome when you're trying to put like an exterior jacket on or something.
Or keep your freaking, like your hands in your gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't get the stuff doesn't ride out.
Right. Yep.
Hell yeah.
The right sleeves features an additional loop patch, while the loop patch, that's where you can put your Velcro patch on. While the left sleeve features a 2-pen pocket and a wire pass-through port with an extended length and a wider kangaroo pocket complete with ambidextrous pass-through for silent and discreet draw. This super soft tactical hoodie sweatshirt will keep you both warm and protected. 100% polyester, 100% awesome. And and it's 100% printed in America by veterans. Awesome. So, yeah, man, check it out. Head on over to changeyourpov.com/mountain up. And, oh, by the way, while you're there, make sure that you use the promo code GOOD10, that's GOOD10, for the listeners of Change Your POV podcast, 10% discount. All right, man. On to the show. Today, we're talking about getting out of our comfort zone. There's 100 gazillion ways in which you can get out of your comfort zone. And it's going to be different. What makes you uncomfortable is going to be different from person to person. Some people are deathly terrified of public speaking. Some people don't mind public speaking. Some people are deathly afraid of going out after dark or running in the mornings because they might get eaten by a bear. You never know, right? I mean, it happens.
It does.
It happens. So we've come up with 5. Now, this is an attack episode, and attack, Bennett, stands for
actionable tips, tricks, and coachable knowledge.
That's right. And that's our Friday shows. Attack Friday is what you're listening to today, ladies and gentlemen. And why is it important? Let's start there first, Bennett. The importance for living outside of our comfort zone. Why is that such a big deal? What happens there?
Well, really, it's where you grow, man. I mean, that's where we as people truly freaking grow and make our lives more enriching. I mean, it's not cool to walk around and be either uncomfortable to do stuff, or it's like you and I just had this conversation because I've been on this journey for a little while, folks. And Eddie straight up like, what makes you uncomfortable? And I've been working hard at doing this stuff, like going and learning to public speak and going on a ghost hunt and just literally crazy shit like that. And I look back and I go, first off, they're very enriching experiences because it's something different. It adds spice to your life. It could add spice to your relationship. Maybe you're having issues with your wife and communication or your kids and communication and just doing stuff that puts you outside your comfort zone. Usually that's where the best memories are made, frankly. At least I'm speaking from my experience.
Yeah.
What I mean, Eddie?
Yeah. So real quick, let's just talk about that for a minute. A lot of listeners may or may not know that you and I and a few other guys, and we won't mention them by name quite yet, but we're in the midst, we're in the throes of our 60-day well-fit challenge, right? And one of the guys had to go on, not had to, but he was going on vacation up into the Yukon in Alaska. And while he was up there, it was for the entire week, and we're like, well, we can't let this dude like skate out of the weekly challenges and everything that we've got going on as part of our challenge, our 60-day well-fit challenge. So what can we do that as a challenge for him so he could do something outside of his comfort zone. And we came up with the idea to have him, out of the week that he was there, he had to take a dip. We called it the Polar Plunge. He had to take a dip, completely submerge himself underwater in whatever body of water he happens to come across up there, whether it's a creek, a stream, a river, a lake, an ocean, whatever. 2 days, he had to pick 2 days of his week and actually take his polar plunge and capture it somehow on video or picture. And so he did. He actually did. He did take the polar plunges 2 different days. And he's since been back now from his vacation. And he found that experience to be rather exhilarating. Yes, the water was extremely cold, which I think was the point, hence the name of the challenge, the Polar Plunge. And we asked him straight up, right? We asked him, we said, would that have been something that you would have done if you weren't challenged to do it? And he goes, oh, absolutely not. But then we asked him, okay, that's something that you would not have done if you weren't challenged to do it. But what did you think about the experience? And he said, hands down, it was awesome. He said he felt incredible afterwards. His body felt, awake and alive, and him and his wife built a memory together. And I told him, I said, even though he went up there to fish, and he did a lot of fishing, and he did catch some, and he was up there to kind of get away from the mundane life of Monday through Friday, and he did that as well. But I said, 5 years from now, when they look back and they're talking about that fishing trip in Canada, the one thing that they're probably going to talk about, is they're going to bring up, is the Polar Plunge Challenge, right?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the whole memory part.
Yeah.
So, all right, since you were talking, I really sat and I really thought about why I like to step outside my comfort zone.
Okay.
And I think this is the number one thing for me, is that it's a hedge against mediocrity.
Yes.
So too often our lives are just lambasted with freaking mediocrity. I mean, look at the freaking presidential elections. Look at anything in your life in society today, and our entire society is based upon mediocrity. Mm-hmm. And it's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not add something to your life that's not freaking mediocre, or not the average, not the freaking, not necessarily real life as you would say it.
Yeah. It's about challenging the status quo, right?
Yeah. If it's, your challenges and risk the experiences, and they're cumulative. That's the other thing. So you just gain more confidence, you gain more everything,
more perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it makes you realize that you're just so much more than you thought possibly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Challenging yourself, it's pushing yourself. It's, untapped knowledge and resources that you don't even know that you have. That's what stepping outside your comfort zone.
Yep.
And it's going to make also, because here's the other thing. You and I have talked about this. People get stuck in ruts, and they get stuck like the guys. I deal with veterans every day that have no idea how to use a computer. They have no idea how to surf the internet. They have no idea how to do anything in this modern world, right? And this modern world is, if anything, things are speeding up.
Right.
So what this is going to allow you to do ultimately is help you deal with change. It's going to help you. You're physically doing it to yourself, is making the changes. It's going to condition you, because I'm telling you, 20 years, we're not even going to freaking know what the hell happened. We're going to be like, what the hell happened to the world that we grew up in? Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it also, here's the other thing. And this is why I tell veterans to do things like this, because it truly, that's what transition is. We talk about military transition. We talk about life transitions. That's all transition is change. So the more resilient you can make yourself to that, the easier the shit's going to be.
Right. Yeah. Because without that resiliency, the smallest things in life could literally cripple somebody, right?
Right. And we're not talking about monstrous things
Oh,
here.
no.
The five things that we're going to talk about in a second are so simple that you literally can go do them within a week. Well, one of them is a 5-stepper, right? So, but again, that has to do with facing fear.
Yep.
So let's get into this.
All right, man. So yeah, we chose 5 things, and we actually started out with a much larger list, but we narrowed it down to 5 because we wanted to keep it as actionable and simple and easy to follow, hence our Attack Friday. So number 1, eat something different.
So often and so much, I mean, you and I going into this whole 30-day challenge and then 60-day challenge, you, of all people, completely change the way that you eat.
Yeah.
And you're trying new recipes, you're doing this, you're doing that. So even if you are like a foodie or somebody like that who really is adventurous with food, you're not adventurous enough.
Well, so I was so what is it?
Unadventurous.
I was so unadventurous prior to
adventurous.
You know
Anyway,
what I mean? Thing. I was so that thing prior to our 30-day challenge that when I got the paleo primer recipe book, when you sent that to me, I went and I looked through. First, I just kind of thumbed through it and I looked at a lot of really good looking recipes. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can make that. Oh yeah, I can make that. And so I wrote down a list of ingredients that I needed to go buy. And I realized about 10 minutes in wandering around the grocery store and not having a freaking clue what any of this shit was. I'm like,
what aisle is that in?
I'm like, what's it? Like parsnip. Yeah. What the hell's parsnips?
Right.
It's like,
and you know what? Parsnips are the bomb.
No, it's like,
and if you've never eaten them, shame on you.
Dude, they got like, what was the other one? Like spirulina, like there's like some stuff. Oh,
yeah, spirulina, yeah. There's some crazy stuff here, like nori and things like that.
Yeah, man.
And you start getting into like kelp noodles and some crazy stuff. See, that's something I haven't introduced you to either. So kelp noodles.
It just getting those list of ingredients and going to the store and finding them was a challenge in and of it. It was like an Easter egg hunt in the store because they were so out of the ordinary that even people that work there, like, can I help you find something? I'm like, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I don't think we have that.
Right. Yeah. Right. But it was fun, man. I mean, so, hey, if you're not used to doing that, I mean, when we say eat something different, you don't necessarily have to make it yourself.
Octopus eyeballs or something either. I mean, although go try some octopus. I'm just saying,
yeah,
but literally like find a recipe that is something that you would totally, hey, one of the biggest things I always tell people, one of the starter things is try cooking lamb.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't taste like beef. Or it doesn't taste like chicken.
Or duck, right?
Or duck, especially duck. Duck is phenomenal. Uh-huh. So just try something that's a little out of the scope. If you go out to eat, order like an elk burger. Let's say they had a lot of places have things like that. Order an elk burger,
mm-hmm.
or
bison or something.
Bison or something. Yeah, like you can go into almost any grocery store and buy bison.
Right.
So,
but how many people do?
Just things like that. No. Or then you get to where I'm at, where I'm like eating organs and things like that. So literally, one of the best things I've ever made was this beef heart stew that I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't tell anybody what it was before they ate it.
Right,
They ate it, but they did, and now they freaking love it.
Right,
so,
yeah, man. That's cool. I like that. Eat something different. And you don't have to make it yourself. Like Bennett alluded to, you can go to, when you go out with your family or whatever, look at the menu and find something obscure that you've never even considered before and try it. Get outside your comfort zone, man.
And usually if you do it in a restaurant, it's a lot easier because it's usually probably pretty good or else it wouldn't be on the menu.
Right. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So one of the craziest things that I did, stepping out of the comfort zone, it's not now, but at that time, it was a pasta dish, which I don't eat pasta anymore, but it was squid, bone marrow, and pasta with a red sauce. right? And yeah, people are like, what the
I'm
fuck?
like,
Or it wasn't squid, actually, it was octopus. But either way, what the hell's it? They're about the same. But no, you tried, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the best dishes I ever had in my life.
Really? Wow.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Well,
just,
when I was
put
in,
it out there.
when I was in Korea for a year, on the
Oh,
way
sure,
on,
ate some
on the way home from drinking all night, every night almost, we would stop by those street vendors, you know.
And you're definitely eating dog.
Oh, well, so there was two things. It looked like beef on a stick and chicken on a stick. Well, I ate both very regularly, but it turned out after a year of eating that stuff that it in fact was chicken on a stick, but it was not beef on a stick. It turns out it was dog on a stick.
Yes. Don't they have? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
but it was good, man. I mean,
yeah,
it was good.
No, I mean, it sounds so bad, but hey, just try something different.
Yeah. All right.
What's number 2?
Number 2. All right, here you go, folks. Now, this one you got to be honest with yourself. You can't just sit down and kind of shy away from. All right, get yourself a piece of paper and sit down and ask yourself, what are the 5 things that scare me the most? Is it spiders? Is it public speaking? Is it
public speaking is probably almost on everyone.
Is it walking into Victoria's Secret with my wife? Like, what is it that scares the shit out of you, right?
Listen to you.
So, like,
I
what?
Just stand in the corner.
So write down 5 things that scare you the most and then put them in some kind of an order. Either least scary to most scary or most scary to least scary. Put them in some kind of order. And then make a commitment to yourself to do one of those things every month for the next 5 months. And that way, once you can do them once a week for the next 5 weeks. But if you want to kind of space it out and make sure that you're keeping yourself outside of your comfort zone, do one of those big things once a month. Because some of those big things, it might take some time to plan, right? I mean, public speaking, you can't just wake up one day and say, I think I'm going to public speak today. Like, you've got to figure out where can that be. Maybe you volunteer to be a speaker. I used to go to church.
Maybe you volunteer to teach a class.
Well,
at school, at work.
Back in the back in the day when I went to church, there was like this person that got up and read like that week's announcements.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one.
You know what I mean? So you can, like, if you go to church and you have that, you can you can ask the pastor or whoever is in charge of that and say, hey, would you mind if one week I read the announcements? It's simple. If you're in school, maybe you're in high school, you're listening to this and they still have announcements at school. Maybe you volunteer to do like the daily announcements over the intercom. Or like you said, if you're working and your company, maybe your department has like a monthly meeting or a quarterly meeting or something like that, ask your boss, hey, is there something like some common, canned information that you've got to put out? Is there something that maybe I can read to the group? So find ways, and there's 100, we can list them on and on and on. There's so many ways where you can get engaged and do some level of public speaking, even if it means joining like, what's that one group? Toastmasters, right? There's Toastmasters everywhere. And the whole premise behind Toastmasters is actually getting up and speaking in front of a group. So give that a try, man. If that's, write down 5 things that scare you the most and do one a month for the next 5 months. That's number 2. Number 3, throw out, and this is an interesting one now, throw out the things that you haven't used in a year.
Well, we all have too much crap in our lives, right?
Yes.
We all have sheds. Dude, seriously, why do you have all right, so you have a 2,000 square foot house and you can't use your garage because it's full of crap. And you probably have a shed that's full of crap too. And on top of that, you probably have like a storage area or something.
So Bennett, you've never.
No, I don't. I've been there.
You've never been to my house, but you just described my house, bro.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you haven't used it in a year,
yeah,
why do you still have it? Why? Because you might use it one day. If you haven't used it in a year or 2, or sometimes half a decade, There's stuff that you probably have. Oh, I'll use that someday.
Mm-hmm.
No, someday is all bull. Just get rid of it, dude.
And
Get rid of it.
We're not talking about just
Sell it, donate it.
Sell it, donate it, have a yard sale. I hate yard sales, but still, right? There's homeless people out there. I mean, that guy that we interviewed there, Liberty House. What's his name? Keith from the Liberty House here locally, right? He has a home for veterans that he's always looking for. He not only houses homeless veterans and helps them get on their feet, but he helps place them in like their own apartments, things like that. So they're always looking for, like furniture that can be donated or whatever, right? So you've got some extra furniture, an extra couch or chair or table or desk or lamp or something that you're not using. Don't just chuck it. There's plenty of people out there that could,
sure,
could use it. You know what I mean? Like legit. So yeah, man. And you know what?
Or if it's in good enough shape, sell it. Make some freaking money off of it.
But this is something that is uncomfortable for a lot of people now. I'm going to be honest with you. All right.
And here's the thing. It's like you have this stuff, right? But yeah, it freaks people out, man. This is one of the hardest things, especially in this day and age. You know how many people, why do we have like 4, 5 shows on TV about hoarding?
Right.
Why is it that in my work with veterans, more and more every day, it feels like I get a hold of these clients, veterans, that straight up are hoarders. It's got to do with, I don't know what it is exactly, the psychological stuff behind it, but it's got to do with, not having stuff. And now all of a sudden you've got stuff. And I mean, it's madness. It's madness. So my family and I went through a purging a few years ago where literally now we have, the nucleus of our family is 6 people.
Right.
Right. And that's a lot of freaking people, but we can fit all of our worldly belongings in a 24-foot U-Haul.
It's because you guys are moving every 6 months.
Yeah, but no, we did it. That was part of the whole thing now.
Right.
So we had done the purging prior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And oh my God, you have so much room. You have so much. And you know what? It's literally as though people are overwhelmed by it because you don't know where to start.
Yeah, you're right.
People look at it and go, oh, I'd love to clean that out. Or here's the other thing. Everyone's like, oh, I've got to organize this stuff. So you go out and buy more stuff to organize the stuff.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to build shelves to organize my stuff.
Yep.
I'm going to build tubs, and then I'm going to go buy tubs to put my stuff in.
Yep.
And then it's organized, but you still don't know where the fuck anything's at.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah,
and
man.
It's just asinine. So it's not about more stuff. More stuff. The stuff doesn't own you. You own it. Start acting like it and get rid of it. Watch Fight Club or something. Seriously. I mean, seriously, it doesn't make any sense to have it because it's not doing anything. If you haven't used it in a year, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You're not fixing it. You're not going to fix it so you can use it again another day. Guess what? They don't make tape cassettes anymore, guys. So get rid of the freaking old stereo equipment that's sitting in your shed.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Totally hear you.
It doesn't, no. It's good. Get it out of here. But that does, yeah, look at you. That really does just freaking, let's just buy more shit to store our shit.
Right. So it's very cyclical. It's a never-ending vicious
asinine.
cycle.
And then if you ever move, Jesus.
Yeah, right.
You're like, I'm throwing all this shit out. Never moving it again.
Yeah. Number 4. All right. Now, folks, this is something that we should do anyway, but if you've never done this, use this as one of your things that you do to get out of your comfort zone. Have a difficult conversation with someone. Wait for it. Face to face rather than text, email, or phone call. Oh my God.
It's a novel idea.
Wow, huh? But seriously, how many times Have we defaulted to that good old comfortable text, email, or phone call to have a difficult conversation with somebody, huh?
Yeah, man. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, what is going on with the world?
Right.
With that? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, of course I understand, but it's just easier.
Right. You should
But
not have to get up every day and go to your Facebook what was that status to figure out whether or not you're in a relationship still or not. Right?
right.
You want somebody in your life to be face to face telling you what's going on in your life and your relationships, then you should probably do the same thing to them. So this is not just relationships. Maybe, this is a coworker. Maybe it's somebody's wronged you in some way. You need to pull that person aside and have a heart to heart with that person. You could do it through text, through email, through a phone call, but, give them the courtesy. Do it. It's hard to look somebody in the eye, man. People have gotten away from that a lot these days, but I really think we need to get back to the root of human communication, and that's face-to-face, eye-to-eye, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Number 5. All right, so here's one that will really, if you listen to this and you throw up in your mouth a little bit, then this is probably something you need to do, right? Join an improv class or a stand-up poem night or a karaoke night. I'll tell you, this is probably the one thing that will throw most people outside of their comfort zone, because the number one fear, and again, death is still number 2. The number one fear is public speaking and getting up in front of other people. All right. So they've got improv classes where I don't even know how to explain improv. Can you explain improv class or some type of an improv event, Bennett?
Well, I guess the best way to describe it is literally you go in and you're with a bunch of basically strangers, which right there, that alone freaks people right out,
Yeah.
But what you do is literally, like the improv class that I went to, there was, I don't know, 12 of us, I think 10 or 12 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they broke us into groups of 2. And literally then we did like a play. And you literally had to act like an idiot.
Well, it's not too hard for you.
No. And that's why I was so good at it. Because
like
I just think about how, so what it is it's about just saying fuck it.
Yeah,
and
it's
letting go.
It's like that
and
show.
Letting go and not worrying about what other people think.
It's that show. What's the name of that show? Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
With Drew Carey and
right.
Yeah. That's all improv.
That's improv for seasoned professionals, basically.
Right. Yeah.
But improv is basically just them saying, so it was like, all right, so we have a fire at our house, at the house next door. This group is the Johnsons. This group is the, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So they literally split everybody up and you had to act out a different part. And that is so uncomfortable.
Right.
It's so uncomfortable. But by the end of it, I can tell you, by the next, like the third skit that we did,
yeah,
it was like old hat, man. And you're just like, what's up? Let's do this. Let's get stupid.
Right.
Let's get so stupid and make everyone I mean, we're laughing so hard we're rolling around on the floor.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, out of those 12 people, I'm like still in touch with 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
because
right.
it's just, so it's a way to get outside your comfort zone. It's a way to make friends, because if you're that dumb with people, it breaks down barriers really quick.
Yeah. That's like my brother invited me to a Rammstein concert here.
Holy God.
So I went, yeah. So I went with him and we got tickets. We were on the floor on the, it was at a stadium, but we had floor tickets. And so this is literally everybody. I'm talking like elbow to elbow, like unbelievable number of people. And he looks at me and he's like, "You ready, man?" I'm like, I'm like, what? For what? And he's like, "Let's go to the mosh pit." I'm like, "What?" Like, mosh pit? Okay. He just kind of grabs me and drags me over to like the mosh pit. And I'm like, "How does this work?" And he goes, "Easy." And he grabs my arm and he just chucks me in the middle of this a mosh pit, dude. And I'm literally getting tossed around and chucked around. But hold on a minute. Can you hear these dogs?
I can, but
Hey,
it's cute. So just let it roll.
It's not cute. Oh, they're in heat right now too. So hey, take that get a room. So anyway, so
Improv.
here I am, like, and I've never been in a mosh pit before, and all in my mind, it's just a bunch of hateful, like, screaming, bloodthirsty individuals. At least that was my initial impression. And then I'm in the middle of this mosh pit, and the only way I can describe it is the most violent and yet polite group of individuals you'll ever meet in your life. And you're like, what does that mean? Like, everybody's literally chucking, throwing everybody around, but if you end up falling down, you got like 5 guys that'll reach down and grab you and pull you to your feet and then kind of pat you, dust you off, and let you, you know what I mean? They're literally,
and then toss your ass over
yeah,
again.
Yes, yeah. But so it was like this, like you said,
controlled chaos.
It is control. Yeah, it's absolutely controlled chaos with a bunch of maniac people that just they're all strangers, but they're all there for one common purpose, and that was just to let loose, have a good time, and yeah. I mean, other than a contact high that night, it was it was definitely something I might actually try to do again, and I actually walked out of it with all my teeth, which was pretty cool. Another one is like stand-up poem night, like the different places you can go in and you write a poem, you stand up and you recite your poem or whatever.
Open mic night.
Open mic night, right? Exactly. Or even karaoke, right? Getting up and singing a song, like.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
See, there you go. Get outside.
I mean, it's happened. I've done it plenty, and it's just ugly.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Right. So there you go, folks. Those are 5 things that you can do. And to recap, number 1, eat something different. Number 2, write down 5 things that scare you the most, put them in some kind of order, and then make a commitment to yourself to do each one of those every month for 5 months. Number 3, throw out the things you have not used in at least a year. Number 4, have a difficult conversation with someone face to face rather than text, email, or a phone call. And number 5, join an improv class, a stand-up mic night, or karaoke. And you know what? I'm anxious to hear anyone out there that even gives one of these 5 a try. I'd love to hear your experience, what you thought about it. And you can do that by heading over and leaving us a comment in the show notes page for this episode at changeyourpov.com/episode 98. Bennett, any closing words for our folks today?
Just do this, folks. Seriously, stop thinking about it. Get out of your own way and do it. You won't be sorry. You don't have to do the 5 things we're talking about. Just get outside your comfort zone. You will not regret it.
Right. You won't. And if you want somebody to challenge you, to push you into something, let us know, and we will.
Yeah, I'll make shit up for you to do.
Hell yeah,
Just
man.
Let me know.
Outstanding. All right, folks. Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe on your podcast player of choice. We have a lot more great content headed your way. Come be part of our community at Change Your POV Squad. That's our Facebook group page where you can go and interact with other people within our community. Perhaps there's some previous guests out there that you'd like to reach out and talk to, or you got some questions for Bennett or I, or you can come over to our regular Facebook page at Change Your POV, where we got all kinds of great videos and things that we've got going on there. And it's just about getting involved. Get out there, reach out there, touch somebody, and say, hey, let's do this. Let's collaborate. Let's grow. Let's learn.
Step outside your comfort zone.
Outside your comfort zone. All right, man. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to Change Your POV podcast with Eddie Lazary. Check out more content by going to changeyourpov.com. And remember, your ability and willingness to change your point of view will open doors of opportunity.